What's going on, Colts Nation? I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law. I hope everybody's doing well on this beautiful 6 p.m. on a Saturday evening. I just got out the shower maybe a half an hour ago. It's still sweltering hot. I'm still sweating. Hairs won't dry for nothing. It's crazy. I hope everybody out there is doing well, including Alpha Wolf, including Colts Loyalist. Thanks for joining on the live chat. Appreciate you so much. Topic today: why predicting the Indianapolis Colts offense for the NFL 2021 season is going to be so hard. Now, most people think it's not that hard. The Colts are going to be a run-first team and try to get the ball out of Carson Wentz's hands. And I'm telling you right now, it's not that simple. And I will explain in detail right after this.
All right. So I guess now you understand what the plan was.
Absolutely. At Colts Law, we talk Indianapolis Colts football.
We're going to stick to what we know, fundamentals and technique, 1% better every day.
So while I got you here, please don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, tag that notification bell so you're notified next time I go live or upload a video. Hey, don't forget, check out the description of this video down here, that little arrow button that opens up the description. There's a whole bunch of links if you scroll down. One's including my Patreon. I just uploaded a Patreon specific video, right? Just basically kind of giving a little bit of breakdown of my past, how I got to where I am today, right? I got shout out to these Patreon subscribers, right? Man, I love you supporters, all of you. Thank you so much, man. Once I hit 15, I will be doing live Patreon stuff. And if you're a Patreon, not only can you watch it, but you'll be invited to join as well. Thank you so much. Don't forget, you could also check out Wow, my brain stopped for about half a second, but I can't help that because I got so much on my mind. Okay, so down there in the description as well is a place where you can do super chats. Please use that link for any super chats that you might have rather than YouTube super chats. I get probably more. I get more than twice as much from that. YouTube takes 65%, so just keep that in mind. I appreciate each and every single donation, and yeah, also my merch shop, right? Make sure to check out the Colts Law merch shop. The link is in the description of this video. There are a ton of high quality, reasonably priced items there that you can choose from. And all you got to do is just click one button and you can go and check out all these great merchandise items. Look, I get it. You're like, why in the world are you constantly doing that, at the beginning of your streams? Dude, I'm not big enough not to do it in the middle of a stream. I mean, 30 minutes down, some of you guys might not even be here. I got to let you know how to do things right away. But you know what? We are now to the topic. And my topic, obviously, is simple. Colts offense, 2021 season. Like I said, a lot of people think we're going to run the football a lot and just get the ball out of Carson Wentz's hands fast. But man, when I had a discussion with the Colts offensive coordinator, asked him a question. I was like, "Look, what do you think about this? The diversity that you have on your offense at the skill positions." And he was pretty adamant. He was excited about it. Can't wait to use that. Frank Reich, also one of those guys who loves the game plan, not only for the strengths of the team, but against the weaknesses of the opponents. So, really, the offense I think, is going to change completely week in, week out, depending upon who we play. What's going on, Nano505? Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Like, for instance, week 1, we play Seattle, right? Seattle last year had the 5th best run defense in football. Now, a lot of you will say, well, teams just didn't run against them because they had a crappy pass defense. And to a point. That is true. That is true. But Jamal Adams was a big help in that run defense. So, but let's face it, their pass defense was awful, right? 31st in the league. 31st in the league. They were giving up like 280-some yards per game. This is why I predicted that Carson Wentz is going to end up going out there. They don't have a number one corner that can handle any of our guys, whether it's Michael Pittman or T.Y. or Pascal or Campbell, whoever. I expect the Colts to pass the heck out of the football the first game. I expect Carson Wentz to have 350 yards plus 3 touchdowns. I think that is the bar minimum for Carson Wentz week 1. Is that going to happen week 2 against the Rams? No. Okay? No. Why do I say that? Well, you know, the Rams, their defense is good. I mean, good. They had the number 1 pass defense in the NFL last year. And when guess what? They were the number 3 run defense in the NFL last year. But that doesn't mean they can't be had, right? That does not mean they can't be had. They've got good outside corners. They got a good run-stuffing front 7. But what they don't have is guys that can cover over the seam with our slot receivers and our tight ends. Okay? I believe Granson. I believe Mo Alley Cox. And I especially believe that Paris Campbell is going to have a game against the Rams. And this is what I think that Frank Reich and this offense will have to do in order to beat the Rams. If Paris Campbell stays healthy, at least into week 2, come on, dude. Stay healthy through week 2 because you are our secret weapon against the Rams. They don't have a guy that can cover you that would be covering you. Jalen Ramsey won't be on you. He'll be on T.Y. or Michael Pittman, right? They don't have a nickel that can cover you. I expect you to have over 100 yards receiving and at least 8 receptions against the Rams. And because of that, that's going to open up the middle of the field and allow our run game to actually be more effective against this Rams defense. Does that mean that we're going to run it right up the gut? No, they got Aaron Donald and them right up the gut. We're going to be running it off tackle, doubling up on Donald, pushing him inside, and then running those, trap plays. That's how you get those guys. You run a trap, you run a misdirection against that defense. And we got the guys to do that. I mean, Jonathan Taylor pretty darn quick. Marlon Mack can change direction from side to side in a heartbeat. Nyheim Hines, same way. That's how you beat the Rams. Like I said, things change. I don't believe this is going to be a run-first team, game in, game out. I think this is going to be one of those teams that you're going to have to look at the team that you're playing to see how they're going to be playing their offense. There's going to be games where Carson Wentz is going to throw the ball downfield, 35-plus yards, 8, 9, 10 times a game. And then there'll be other games where he never throws it past 20. Depending upon, because we've got the player personnel and the skills at the skill positions that we can do that. We don't have to just play what we want. We can play to the weakness of a team. Now, do I think that, obviously most coaches want to impose their will on another team. And I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, how you impose your will is catching them off guard early in the first quarter. Catch them completely off guard. Make them change. That's you imposing your will. Make them change how they're playing you. That's how you make them. That's how you make a team good. Is when a defense can't walk into and go, well, this is how we're going to stop you. That's how Bill Belichick did it against the Colts, right? He came in, he's like, all right, so you're not going to run, and we're going to take away your number 1 wide receiver. That's fine. This Colts team, you can't do that, all right? There's too much depth at different positions. We got an offensive line that can impose our will, whether it's whether it's running the ball or protecting him if we need to. If Carson Wentz needs to throw short, quick patterns, that's fine. If he can throw it if they don't have much of a pass rush, he could sit back in that pocket and let plays develop. If there's a team that we come against that just isn't very good at stopping the run, like the Jaguars, man, you might run 250 plus yards against them. And I expect that to happen from time to time. But this is not a team where you could just solely, right before the season starts, and says, this is going to be a run-centric team. This is going to be a pass-centric team. This is going to be a possession team. This team can win multiple ways. Multiple ways. And that's why it's so scary. So, that's my thoughts on this. And I appreciate, I got 10 of you guys right now watching this. Please, hey, if you want, while you're here, don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. But also, if you want to give me big helps, share my video down here, right? Hit that little share button, copy the link, paste it somewhere, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, I don't care, a blog. Are you part of Colts.com forums? That's cool. You know, I can't do that, obviously. That's called self-promoting. Can't do that. Reddit, that's a great place to go. But anyhow, I was on Brian Pasco. Thanks. Devin Miles, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. Is there anybody else that jumped in? All right, I see you guys. Thank you. I was on a stream earlier before I went and took my shower to come up here on this. And they were talking about other teams. Project Nerd Headquarters. Matter of fact, if you look right there, they just subscribed to my channel earlier while I was on their stream. And they were talking about, predicting different teams. I was on there for the AFC East, the AFC South, and the AFC North. You guys know me. I follow the NFL closely. I know other NFL teams. They were asking me questions about specific teams because I do film rooms all the time. You guys know this. Grover Stewart film room out there right now. Loved it. I love watching Grover Stewart. I think he's a beast. But I did a lot of other film rooms on other teams as well. As a matter of fact, this Wednesday at 9:15, I don't know if it's going to be a live stream or if I'm going to be recording it and bringing it out on Thursday. But I'm going to have Dudley Durom, right? Miami Dolphins YouTuber. I'm going to have him on my channel. We just discussed it. I don't know if it's going to be a live stream or a recording or not. If it's a live stream, it's going to be a late live stream. It'll start probably about 9:30. Okay? But I will let you guys know before then. That way you could prepare if you need to. Sports Talk, what's up? Yes, another subscriber that joined. Appreciate you. Yeah, I was all up on your stuff earlier today. Thank you. So, yeah. That's my thoughts. LA Rams, appreciate you being here, bud. That's my thoughts. Man, you just missed what my idea of beating the Rams would for the Colts to happen. That's funny you joined right after I got done talking about that. But the Colts offense, it's just, in my opinion, they are so deep at different positions with different skill sets, right? You've got a couple really good speed guys. You've got a couple big body possession receivers. You got 3 tight ends that can block and catch out of the backfield, with mismatch ability. You got 3 different types of running backs. A bruising speedster, a do-it-all in Marlon Mack. The bruising speedster obviously is Jonathan Taylor. Marlon Mack being that kind of do-it-all guy, the guy who could take it up the gut between the tackles or he could cut it outside. He's got great cut ability. He's got good ability to lower his shoulder, and plus he does great catching the football out of the backfield. Then you've got Nyheim Hines, who in the open field can make everyone look like a fire hydrant, standing there, unable to do anything, right? We've seen these highlights. We know this. The only question is Carson Wentz. We know this. We all know. Now, I have faith in Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz will do fine. I really do. And that's why I think, starting out the season against Seattle is going to be a huge boost to his own personal confidence. Because I think Frank Reich's going to put the team on his back. I think week 1, he's going to be like, Carson, these are my plays. We got an offensive line. They ain't got no pass rush. We're going to have, that's my cat sneezing behind me. You all right, buddy? That's great. So he'll have him just open up and just light the whole everything up, against Seattle. The Rams is a different story. He ain't going to be throwing it all over the Rams, but I do believe that he'll be throwing it to specific people at specific times. Miami's another team. Miami's going to have a heck of a pass rush. That's one of those games where I think that we're going to need to have quick release game, and you're not going to want and again, we're going to have a really good corner, in Xavier Howard that we're going to have to deal with. So what do? Maybe you run some wide receiver or running back screens, right? We got the guys to do that. Xavier Howard has a hard time covering somebody when he's on his back because Michael Pittman Jr. or Zach Pascal done blocked him out of the play while T.Y. Hilton or Paris Campbell's gone, right? That's what I'm saying, man. This offense, you could attack defenses so many different ways because we got the personnel to do it with. It's all dependent upon Carson Wentz and getting his confidence started early in the season, week 1. And there's not a better team to get his confidence started against than the 31st ranked pass defense in the NFL in the 2020 season, the Seattle Seahawks. If the Colts do that and win that game and Carson has a good game, I think the Colts can cruise. I'm not saying put themselves on cruise control. I'm saying that they could cruise with how they perform offensive tasks, right? And game plan. That means that Carson's confidence is up, and whether or not Frank wants to put it on his shoulder or not won't have a big implications on the game because Carson will believe in himself and the team around him. Let me get to hey, I appreciate that LA Rams saying hit the like button. Appreciate that. Smash that like button. We got 15 viewers in right now. Hopefully we keep going up. I appreciate everyone that joins. Let's get into some of the comments here in the live chat. Appreciate everyone. Alpha says, I think having the mobility of Wentz extending plays changes a lot more than what meets the eye for sure. Again, our offensive coordinator, right? New offensive coordinator. Marcus Brady. College experience coaching. NFL experience coaching. Canadian League experience coaching. Same with our quarterbacks coach. Same with our head coach, Frank Reich. He could come out with different styles of game. We could see a lot of play action. We could see RPOs, right? Maybe the Rams ain't used to playing against a lot of RPOs. I mean, when was the last time they had to deal with that kind of offense? Long ago, back when Colin Kaepernick was with the Niners. They would not be expecting that. Watching Carson Wentz against Seattle and seeing him just slinging all over the field. And then what if Carson Wentz comes in week 2 and next thing you know, they're running a whole bunch of RPOs, right? Or triple options. That could throw the Rams off guard. They wouldn't have no tape on that. The Colts never done nothing like that before with the Indianapolis Colts. Carson Wentz don't do it. Frank Reich don't do it. But we've got the skill players to accomplish it and the coaches to teach it during the offseason and during practices. Hit teams with what they're not expecting. That's how I see it. Brian Pascal says, it's tough because our whole team, minus TY, is still developing and should individually get better. T.Y. will be better just because of a quarterback that could push the ball downfield. Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, these are young guys that there's not a lot of tape on. Outside of Zach Pascal, T.Y. Hilton, like you're saying, Jack Doyle. The other guys, they're still young. There's not a lot of tape on. You could use them however you want. And teams won't really have tape to really defend against them. Use that to your advantage. Brian says, big time hope for Paris. Me too, my guy. Me too, my guy. I really think that Paris will be the leader in receiving yards for the Colts this year. If he can stay healthy. Come on, man. Devin Miles, we're going to run down their throat. They play action gutting. Then play action, gutting them slowly. Rams are good, though. Rams the best team in the NFL, in my opinion. If we even keep it close against the Rams. If we lose to the Rams and it's like 24-21 or some crap like that, I won't be that upset. Because I will be impressed with the team. Because I think the Rams are the best team in the NFL right now. I've said it a million times. Yes, I know Tampa Bay and Kansas City, they were in the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. We lost to Buffalo in the playoffs, blah, blah. Dude, the Rams, they were held back by quarterback play. Everybody knows it. They had the number one defense, hands down, in the NFL, and all kind of weapons on offense. Matthew Stafford's going to have a season next year. And he's finally going to win some playoff games. If the Colts beat the Rams, I won't be shocked. But that's not going to be something that I expect. I'll tell you that much. Man, I got an alarm going off. I forgot to turn my alarm off. Give me like 15 seconds. Well, no, I think my wife turned it off. Thank you so much, honey, for turning my alarm off. I'm sorry it woke you up. She was taking a nap. And I forgot I had my alarm on set for 6:20 or something like that. Let's get back into the live chat. All right, this is something that I love doing. I love talking to you guys in the live chat. Don't forget, share this stream out to your favorite social media. I really, really appreciate that. Devin says, we have the second best run unit in the league. According to PFF, yes. We have the second best running back stable. And supposedly the second best offensive line. You know, we'll see what it's like early in the season. If and when Eric Fisher is able to come out. But until he does, it's a little bit iffy, right? Little bit iffy, but we'll see. Loyalist. That's my co-host. He already co-hosted with me this week. I wanted to do this one on my own. But always appreciative of you being out here in the chat with me. Our offense will be extremely difficult to game plan for because of our ability to play multiple styles of offense. Took the words right out of my mouth, my guy. Right out of my mouth. How many touchdowns do you think Darius Leonard will have? Nano505 asks. Well, that's not our offense. Well, I don't know. Could you imagine Darius Leonard lining up at tight end? I mean, we've seen other teams do stuff like that. I think Darius Leonard gets one touchdown this season, whether it's a fumble recovery for a touchdown or an interception for a touchdown. I think he only gets one. Getting defensive touchdowns are not something that you just pile up and expect year after year after year. He got his first pick 6 last season, and that's in 3 years. Do I think he'll have plenty of interceptions? Do I think he'll have plenty of forced fumbles this season? Absolutely. But touchdowns are a very difficult thing to come by defensively in the NFL. Colts were lucky. We had a crap ton of them, right? I mean, we had pick 6s left and right last year because of our zone defense. Brian says, keep it up, Lawrence. Great content. I'll check this video out later. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. Man, BX Jedi 76. If that's right, let me know, because I just assumed. I'm not 100% sure. He says, salute. I salute LA Rams. Appreciate you. Again, like I said, we enjoy your insight and grind on watching film on other teams. Thank you. It's my pleasure. That's why I watch film. I mean, I watch film obviously for myself. I sit down and I watch the All 22, and I watch game after game after game. The same game. Every game. I've seen every game in the NFL from last year on All 22 at least 3 times. But I do that to kind of get an idea of what a team is going to be like the following season, or how a player is, things of that nature. And I can kind of forecast and foreshadow other stuff. And I pass that information on to you guys. You know? I mean, you guys here in the live chat, or you, if you're watching this later on, you're why I do this stuff. You're the reason I spend hours upon hours upon hours watching film rooms, watching game film, putting up film rooms. So all the support you guys hand me, it's because you watch. Thank you. Devin says, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you. I tell both sides of the coin about our team, good and bad. So I'll be tapped in always. Ain't that the truth? The Colts have good and bad qualities. Honestly, I think the Colts offense might be the best it's been since 07, 05, somewhere around in there, right? I mean, it's pretty dynamic. Maybe 05. I'll say when Edgerrin James was still on the team. And they should have won the Super Bowl that year, but they ended up winning it in 06. That's the team I think that this team is as good almost. But they're young. They're not quite there yet. But I think they have that kind of potential. Okay? Defense is better than that team. This is the most well-rounded team the Colts have ever had in my, good Lord, 30 years of being a fan, watching football. Yeah. Most well-rounded team that I've seen. For the Colts, anyhow. Anthony Hurt, what's up? Appreciate you being here. The cat likes our running backs. LA Rams, I hate the Seahawks. I wonder why. I wonder. The Seahawks. Would you say the Seahawks to the Rams is, I don't know, like the Houston Texans is to the Colts, right? They got the same style of quarterback, if whether or not Watson is still there yet or not. But we're just going by Watson's style. You know, questionable defense, got some weapons on offense, right? That's the style. You never can count them out, no matter how bad they are, because they got good weapons on offense and a quarterback that can get them out of trouble, right? That's kind of the same situation we're in with Houston. I feel like it'll be a back and forth game, but the Colts get the W. Okay. Wouldn't 2019 Chiefs game plan be similar to what we do against the Rams? No. The Rams possession? No, I don't think so. Well, it might be a little bit. But this Rams defense is not that 2019 Kansas City defense, okay? You're not going to expect to just pound the ball and throw little short completions all the time against this Rams. This Rams defense is really, really, it's the strength of their team, right? When you got the number 1 overall defense, it's tough. You're going to have to mix it up with the Rams. You're going to have to hit a couple deep shots. You're going to have to throw some quick outs, some screens, and then run the ball, right? Keep the Rams defense guessing. Don't let them tee off on knowing what you're about to do. Because if you do that, If you fall into a rhythm against this Rams defense, they are going to make you pay for it. So you kind of got to be a little bit, do a little bit of everything and not turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over against the Rams because they got an offense to score as well. But yeah, I get what you're talking about, possession. Definitely don't turn the ball over and just try to keep the chains moving. But you have to do it in different ways, right? Not the same way over and over and over. Would you agree, Alpha Wolf asks, we do better against wear you down teams like the Ravens compared to last year? If not, what types of teams do you see the Colts having a better advantage over? First off, I think we beat the Ravens this year. I don't think we just beat them. I think we beat them by 2 scores. We should have done it last year. But we're best against teams that does not have an experienced, accurate quarterback. Okay? We're better against teams that have scrambling quarterbacks. That's the fact. I mean, we're better against Lamar Jacksons. We're better against Patrick Mahomes. Because we run that zone defense, right? They don't take off and run and gain a bunch of yards all the time against us. Okay? As long as we can get pressure on them, we get turnovers against quarterbacks like that. It's guys like Tom Brady. It's guys like Derek Carr. It's guys like, Rams, like I'm saying, Matt Stafford, that tear us a new one. Guys that know how to read a zone defense, sit back in a pocket, and deliver a timely ball to an open receiver in an open zone spot. That's what hurts us. That's who we're weak against, and we're better against teams that like to run the RPOs and things of that nature. I mean, our defense is built to defeat Deshaun Watson. That's why we're good against teams like Kansas City because they have a similar quarterback, or Seattle because they have a similar quarterback, or the Ravens because they have a similar quarterback, right? Now, Lamar's not similar in that aspect because he's not he's not a throw-first quarterback. He's a run-first quarterback, but you get my meaning. That scrambling type running quarterback that can really hurt you with his feet. Those are the teams that we're best at. Those are the teams that our defense is built to defeat. If our D keeps us in game until our run game wears them down. That's the thing about our defense. Our defense is very fast, right? But here's the problem. The whole team runs, like constantly runs, and they don't stop. That's why our offense has to stay on the field to give our defenses rest so that they're fresh. If they can't stay on the field through the first half, the second half, the game's over generally. Why? Because our defense is wore out and they can't make those plays. Rams, what is your second favorite NFL team? Ooh, interesting question. It used to be the Eagles back in the late 80s, early 90s. I might have to say the Saints. I'm sorry. I kind of like how they were built. Now, this year, I don't know. I do like how the Saints were built. Especially when the Colts lost to them in the Super Bowl. That style of Saints team. I really like watching Sean Payton come up with plays and stuff and seeing him work what he has on offense against another defense. I love watching stuff like that. That's why it's fun to sit and watch. Devin, Jonathan Wilkins is a good back too. We have at least 3 starting running backs. Well, yeah. I like Jonathan Wilkins too. He's not a starting running back. He's a backup, but he's one of those great backups that you could slide in and know, you're going to get some juice out of him. Because he runs so smooth. You never see his cut. Never, ever see his cut. Do you like Kyle Rudolph or Zach Ertz over Jack Doyle? No. And I'll explain why. First off, all three of those guys are aged. Right? Jack Doyle knows the team, the offense, the scheme, the playbook, the players around him. He understands his role in this team. If you go get a Zach Ertz or Kyle Rudolph, he not only has to learn everything, he has to find his role. He has to get to understand the players around him. I think we're better off keeping Jack Doyle. I mean, does that make sense? It's the whole reason why Matt Eberflus tries to keep everybody. We got every starter from last year in our secondary, minus Malik Hooker, who was out after week 1 because, blown Achilles. But all the other starters are back, including the backups, right? TJ Carey and all them, they're back. Why? Why did they just not go out and get someone new? Another year in the system. They understand their role. They're going to understand the system better. They're going to play better under that system. Same way with Jack Doyle. Over-aged players that are just coming in. Now, I like Kylan Granson because he's young, right? He's got like a blank disc in his brain. It's not full of learned things from another NFL team. It's blank. And the Colts can now fill that hard drive that's his brain with Colt-centric stuff. And not have to worry about having to format it first. Because it's full of Philadelphia Eagles or Minnesota Vikings stuff. Hopefully that makes sense to you. You say that Jack Doyle drops passes in crucial times, but he was... It's funny. You say that, yet he has the best hands of any tight end in the last 3 years. When it comes to catchable passes, he has the highest completion percentage of any tight end in the past 3 years. Think about that. When he does drop a pass, it's so shocking that you remember only it and not all the other passes that he's caught. That's kind of what happened. Like Marvin Harrison, right? Marvin Harrison was known as that receiver who never let his emotion get to him. He'd catch a ball, score a touchdown, hand the ball off to the referee, walk away. That time he caught that football and scored that touchdown against the Patriots in the back corner of the end zone, turned around and spiked it right in front of the referee and got flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. You remember that one play because that's out of the ordinary. Same way with Jack Doyle. Scott, Ricky Freezer, appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. Guys, I got 21 people in here. Please smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Tag that notification bell so you're notified next time I go live. Guys, I know I'm behind on the chat. I'm just trying to keep up. Started rewatching Alpha Wolf. I started rewatching Colts games only, and that's a load of time, right? So imagine how much time I have when I'm watching every game in the NFL. Crap, I just lost a whole bunch. There we are. Quiddy Pay. Martin Hazel, appreciate you being here, my guy. Quiddy Pay was a halfback in high school, possible fullback against the Rams. Probably can catch a pass and 2 wide banana. I doubt it. Honestly, I could see Kylan Granson playing fullback, though. Or Mo Alley Cox. That's a big dude, right? Mac, Taylor, Hines, you guys are all talking about the running backs, and it's true. I mean, we got variety and skill at running back position. Colts Nation, what's up? What is your Super Bowl prediction? Ouch, that's way too early. That's way too early. I'm not giving a Super Bowl prediction until I see the Colts week 1. I want to see every team play week 1. Once I see week 1, I'll give you a Super Bowl prediction. Because there's a lot of teams with new faces. Like, obviously, I'm not putting the Jets in there. But a lot of new faces on the Jets. Right? I want to see how the Cardinals work with a brand new bookend defensive ends. Right? I want to see how that defense turns out with that new linebacker they got. You know, I want to see the Colts. I want to see the Cowboys, right? I want to see how the Cowboys are now with Dak returned fresh from the injury and the revamped defense that they have. I got to see some things week 1. Once I see that, maybe I'll do still a way too early Super Bowl prediction. That cool? I hope that's cool with you. Going through here. Nomadic Brian says, working on going to the Buffalo game. Friend that is a Bills fan said that he is going to look into tickets. Would be behind the Colts lower level. Hope so. So far, I'm not going to any Colts games. I hope you get to go. I just don't have the money, guy. I got a lot of housing repairs. Like, my roof is about to cave in, and I'm trying to save up money to get that fixed. So if all of a sudden I'm no longer streaming, you know why. My roof is caved in. I don't have no way to stream no more. I'm about $2,000 shy of it. I got a month left to save for it before the roofer comes in. So hopefully I'll get that saved up. Well, yeah, Rams, I am right about the number 1 defense. It's not hard to look at that. I mean, the stats are right there. You go look at the film and see what the heck you guys got. Obviously, you're the number 1 defense. What your prediction on our record? And prediction on our record and who win, lose to? I've got a stream on that already if you want to go back and look at it. I put it out right when the schedule came out. So, you know, if you just kind of scroll back on the Colts Law podcast, I think I have 11-6, and I have specific reasons. What's funny thing is, I got the Colts going 4-1 in their first 5 games. That tough stretch, but there's reasons why I put in that they're going to lose other games at specific times. And I've got a pretty good reasoning for all of it. But I think that's around their floor. 10-7, 11-6, I think, is their floor. I think they could reach 13, maybe 14 wins, depending on Carson Wentz and the pass rush. What's good, Chaz? Hey, appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. My question was, he had to down some water. Hell yeah. Yeah. We were banged up when we played the Ravens last year. True enough, Devin. That's why I think we would beat them if we were healthy. There was a lot of players that didn't play that game, believe it or not. If Carson can play good, I don't see us losing more than 5 games. That's reasonable. We also, our defense, you got to remember, our defense relies heavily on getting pass rush with the front 4. We're the second least blitzing team in the NFL. You got to get pressure with your front 4. That's key. Troger, what's up, Chris? We know that Stafford can do to a defense if he's not pressured enough. If the Rams protect him, he's going to dice us. Amen. You like watching the Rams and the Bills play? Alpha? Cool. I favor them in games, not against us. Jack is a jack of all trades. Andy stays healthy, Chaz says. Yes. I mean, he's the safety blanket for quarterbacks, Jack Doyle is, right? He's that guy that if a quarterback gets in trouble, somehow, some way, Jack Doyle finds an open spot right in front of the quarterback so the quarterback can just be like, take the football, dude. I don't want to get sacked. And Chaz says, ultimate team guy. Well, do you remember, was it 5 years ago, the Colts had wristbands that said, what would Jack do? That tells you what kind of team guy he is, right? Devin Miles says, yes, sir, you just convinced me with the chemistry and keeping Doyle. Thank you. Thank you. Had to light a fire under pass rush. When that starts to kick in, huge difference. If Matt Eberflus would just mix in a couple blitzes once in a while, a safety blitz, a linebacker blitz, a nickel or corner blitz, anything, I don't care. Something from somewhere, more so than what he already does. Just 10% more of the time, I would be happy. It helps cause turnovers. Oh, reliable. Amen. What group has the hardest job in our zone D? Colts Loyalist asks. And I'm going to answer that as soon as I take this drink because my throat's starting to get sore again. It's already been 46 minutes, guys. Honestly, safeties. Because of our zone defense, our safeties have the most difficult position. Because do they cover the guys running deep? Or do they stay inside to catch that over the middle where the zones don't overlap? Right? And if you ain't getting pressure on a quarterback with your front four in this defense, then the safety has to take that deep zone, which is going to leave that over the middle wide open. They're in a no-win situation, and that's why it's the hardest job for them. What made me love the Colts? Well, I'll tell you what. I first started watching football at about 82. In 83, the Colts came to Indianapolis. It was a no-brainer to root for my home team, obviously. What made me really love the Colts was when Albert Bentley was the running back, Bill Brooks was the wide receiver, Ray Buchanan was a corner / safety. That was a team that I was able to root for. Then they went crap again. Then the McMahon or Harbaugh era started. Enjoyed it. And from that point on, I've been a hardcore Colts guy. I didn't start covering the Colts, though, until about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I started writing little articles on forums and stuff. And step by step, ended up where I am now. Speaking of which, that brings me to my Patreon. Guys, don't forget, obviously, please check out the description of this video. Just hit that little arrow thing to open it up and then scroll down. There's a Patreon there. I just uploaded a 15-minute video explaining my entire history and how I got into covering football all the way up till this point, right? And every step in between. I have 10 Patreon supporters. That's them right there. At 15, I start doing live stuff with Patreon only. But if Patreon supporters only $5 a month, you can support me on Patreon. $5 a month. You get everything I already do, plus anything I do on someone else's channel, which there's a lot of, believe me. I'd probably do just as much on other people's stuff as I do on my own. Plus Patreon specific things. $5 a month. Don't forget about the merch shop and the super chat. Please use the super chat if you ever decide to use a donation or something. You want to support me in that way. You feel as though you're financially, fiscally cool. You know, I don't want to dip into somebody's problems. You know, I don't want you to put your bills on hold. But if you feel as though I'm doing a good job and you want to support me in that way, please use that donation down there in the link. That'd be the best way of doing it. Bless all of you. Jonathan 94 Fresh. What up, Company Eagles? What's going on? He's a quiet tight end. Yes, he don't say a whole lot, does he? The offense can be anything it wants if they can keep the mistakes to a minimum. Amen. Kyle Pitts, Hall of Famer. Pretty early prediction. Okay. Lawrence, I'm a contractor. Contact me if you need that roof done cheap. Ricky, I got some, actually, it's being done fairly cheap. I don't have a lot of money. This is what I do for a living, right? My wife told me that I didn't have to do my other job. I could just do stuff like this for a living. So I'm doing this for a living. I'm basically living off of ads, YouTube ads, and donations from you guys. Okay? That's basically what I'm living off of. So anything you guys can provide, man, I really appreciate. But yeah, Ricky, I got some guys from Northern Indiana. It's a contracting. They're what are they called? Oh yeah, supplies went up dramatically, like the wood and stuff. But yeah, I got some guys that are coming, and they're going to do it really, really cheap. Getting a metal roof, actually, if I could ever come up with the money for it. But I appreciate the offer. Thank you so much. Wisconsin, Company Eagles. Wisconsin only has Packers and Vikings games. The past year has been rough money-wise, so having games available is not easy right now. I understand that. Right? 4-1 start is tough after I looked up the schedule, but I'm with it. I agree. It's a tough schedule, but I think we can do it. I think we lose to the Rams. I think that's our loss. We haven't won the first game of the season in a while. Big while. Yeah, and I think we win big against Seattle. I'm going to hold to that. As long as we don't have a major injury. Like, Carson Wentz or something. I think Doyle and Hilton are elders now. That's crazy to think. Yeah, because most of us probably remember Hilton and Doyle coming onto the team with Andrew Luck and all them, I mean, Doyle came in right about the same time, but he was behind the other tight ends, right? He was like an undrafted free agent. So that helps. Who's your favorite NFL player outside the Colts? Nano505 asks. That's simple. That is simple. No, not really. But I'll get to that right now. Right back in just a moment. Kelvin Beatty with a $20 donation through Super Chat. Work hard for Colts Nation, brother. Appreciate you, and I do it every day. I won't be on tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, because I got to go to Indianapolis and cover the Indy Express. But I will be back on Monday, most likely with my guy Colts Loyalist. All right? We'll probably have something then. And don't forget, like I said, Wednesday night I will have Dudley Do Wrong. I don't know if we're going to be recording or doing a live stream. I'll let you guys know on Monday. But thanks so much, Kelvin. I really appreciate that. A lot, actually. I remember Bill Brooks and Andre Rison. We had Dickerson at halfback. Oh, I remember Bill Brooks. I remember Andre Rison. Absolutely. But Rison really didn't stay with the Colts. He got traded right away to Atlanta. So, yeah, I remember that, my guy. No, my favorite player outside of the Indianapolis Colts. Man, no, it's actually a tough question because I like so many different players in the NFL. I mean, obviously, I like Aaron Donald. I'm a defensive guy, right? The Saints cornerback, Marshawn Lattimore. Love how he plays. I like Josh Allen at quarterback. I love the fact that year after year after year he has gotten competently better every year. From his rookie to a sophomore, big jump. Sophomore to third year, big jump. There is no way on God's green earth he makes a jump like what he did the past 2 years this year. Because if he does, people won't even remember who Patrick Mahomes is. It's just... So there's no way that could happen. But outside the Colts, there's a lot of great players, man. I like Deshaun Watson. Now, that might hurt me a little bit. I'm not saying I like the possibility of what he's done outside of football. I'm saying I like what he does on the field, okay? Just make sure you understand that. Do you remember Jeff George? Of course I remember Jeff George. I don't remember Chris Chandler. I remember Quentin Coryatt. I remember Steve Ettman. I remember a lot of guys. Are you going to be live in the Rams Colts? I have been offered to join a live stream tailgate stream week 2, which I may take them up on. That will be tailgating outside Lucas Oil Stadium while the game is going. That could be an interesting stream. I just put up a dance up at my house. Materials. Yeah. Triple. I know. See, I have to have my entire roof ripped off, right? Like, I even have to have the rafters replaced because it's so old and bad. So, yeah, that's how bad it is. When I say cave in, I mean cave in. It went up a lot just because of the wood materials. Business is picking up later this month. I'll be able to drop a little here and there. Happy to help when I can. Well, you know, guys, like I said, if you guys can't afford to help, it's cool. I understand. I don't want to put nobody out. We're all brethren here. Whether you're Colts fans, Rams fans, I don't care. We're all brethren. We love football. And that's what we're here to. Just discussing football. Kelvin says, meet me downtown. I'd love to meet you. Yeah, I'd love to meet you too, but I don't live in Indy, okay? I live in Marion, Indiana. I'm not giving you my exact address because there are crazy people out there. Just saying, my wife would shoot me. Literally, there'd probably be a shotgun. You just gave away our address. We got kids in the house. That's a joke, guys. All right, YouTube, that's a joke. I just want you to know that. Please don't demonetize me for that. Just playing around. Ha ha, have fun. Nothing like that. We don't even have guns in the house. We have swords. Except for mobility, our first 2 quarterbacks should play a similar style. Maybe, yeah. Yeah? Lamar Jackson. I knew he would say Donald because he praises our DTs. Well, yes. I love our defensive tackles. Both of them, man. I need to go back and watch Patty Mahomes' first starts. I missed that season NFL-wise. Alvin Kamara is your favorite. Really? You like Alvin Kamara over CMC? Now, CMC was hurt last year. But I really do like how CMC plays. So, Christian McCaffrey's a stud. He comes back from injury as good as he was the year prior. Nasty. Tailgate stream could be a lot of fun. I think so too. That's why I was asked. That's why I was asked to do it, and I might actually do it. Quentin and Etman were supposed to be were supposed to change our defense at the time. Etman definitely has all time, right? He does. He's got that interception return for a touchdown, and then busted out and didn't even get a second contract. Quentin Coriot played better than Etman did. Buck Dancer, what up? Appreciate you being here. I finally caught up with the live chat after all this time. Wow. I'm not going to repeat what Alpha Wolf says in the chat, but that is dead straight on. Dead straight on. Guys, I've been here over an hour. Kelvin, thank you again so much for the super chat. Appreciate you guys. Please check out my Patreon. Go down there and check out the stuff at the bottom of the stream. Smash that like button. If you can't help in any other way, that by far helps out a ton. Also, sharing my stream also helps out a ton. If you find a time that you can help, check out my merch shop. Lots of great stuff there, plus the donation link. All right. Any donations, even after the stream, will show up on my StreamYard and will be right here. And I will get to that, like if you donate money and you put in something in there, a question or anything, right? It'll show up on my next stream. I'm not like those other guys where if you donate and I don't see it, then it's lost in the ether. No. Because I use Streamlabs, it's always right there. And I could come back to it on my next stream or my next video and talk about it. All right. So I just want you guys to know that if at any time you want to do that. So thank you guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. Colts Nation strong. Actually, hopefully I will be safe tomorrow on my drive to Indy. Like I said, it's about it's a 65-mile drive there, 65-mile drive back. Plus, I'm covering the sports team, basketball team, Indy Express. I don't have air conditioning in my truck, so it's going to be a hot, nasty, sweaty drive there. Probably hot, nasty, sweaty drive back. But it is what it is. So, as usual, LA Rams, Nano 505, Colts Loyalist, Alpha Wolf, Devin, Miles, and everybody else who's been in this live stream. I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law, and as usual, I want you